Okay, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
You met the crew.
Yeah, we had a nice little chat with them.
You got in on the scuttlebutt.
Mm-hmm.
Something I should probably explain if you pause and check out your equipment. Something that I think was missed was the... so all the shopping you've been doing, you've been picking up these little mods and things like that. But due to whatever lack of explanation, you're supposed to, basically everything in this game revolves around upgrades. So your equipment, your guns, your armor, you put upgrades into their slots, and those upgrades make them better. So that's something you should be keeping in mind with whatever you're using, is like picking a better weapon and then picking the kind of upgrade that you're gonna want for that gun. And there's different kinds, right? Some of them give you, better cooling time. Some of them give you better damage. Some of them give you better shield penetration. In some cases, they give you better accuracy, but what that really means is like the targeting reticle gets smaller.
Okay, yeah.
So that instead of the wider spread, you just get a tighter, more consistent thing. So there's tons of things. So and this is also what you're looking at a lot of the time when you're browsing through the shops. You're going to be seeing upgrades to put on your stuff.
I see.
So pay attention to it. There's usually ranking of 1 to 6 on them, and then like you'll see the amount that they improve your particular chosen weapons. Anytime you switch over to another one, you're gonna want to pull. They're Ashes of War.
Yeah.
Okay. So just take your Ashes of War out and put them in whatever you want to do, and they affect your team as well quite a good bit. So since we were kind of just like browsing through those shops, but like not really taking a good look at it, like this is kind of what you're supposed to be doing.
Not bad. Okay, well,
and of course, once you know what the specialties of your team are, then you also can, do things that are going to help balance that out as well, right? So if you have somebody that's going to go be up close with their like shotgun damage once the shields get dropped, or other things like that,
right?
Then, you can build the synergy out using this. So just every time you check your equipment, press X and
I didn't even realize.
Check your tabs. Yeah, there you go. The same applies to guns and applies to armor, and the same applies to grenades as well and such. So.
Oh yeah, armor too.
Everything.
Okay. More shields. I can do that with.
Right now, you don't have the crew because you're walking around. But once you do, you'll be able to do that with them as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All of that is part of like the the managing of your team, and I mean ultimately, I you'll probably just find I don't think you're going to find yourself running into any like major walls of like life and death depending on one of those things, but they will certainly help you with things you're struggling with. For example, if you're having trouble with like if you're having trouble with micromanaging the actions of the team and using your abilities, making keeping the cooldowns on rotation,
that would be good.
All that stuff. So
yes, this was the bottom.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the basic explanation. So when we last left off, you were given 3 choices of where to take the ship. Wherever you want to go, you usually do from the space map menu, and then, or you can, of course, land and then walk around Citadel as well. That's your other kind of choice. But that's.
I guess we could go.
Mm-hmm.
So let me check that galaxy map once again.
And I think you spoke to everybody for now.
Mm-hmm. So we can zoom out.
And that's where the magic happens.
Serpent Nebula. The Milky Way. Okay.
Yep. And there's also empty planets that you can land and rove around on, and you'll like find materials, and there'll sometimes be things,
Okay.
So
Like these things.
yeah, there's points of interest that'll become like destinations for missions and such, but there's always going to be just random exploration as well.
Maybe we can go to Artemis Tau. Okay. Let's travel there. Oh, zoom in.
Sparta, Knossos, Athens, Macedon.
Okay.
The Greek cluster.
Yeah, pretty much. Where was I supposed to go in a certain
Kalispera.
area?
Tikanis.
So I guess I just have to explore one of those. There wasn't like more information. Maybe I can check the journal to see. Somewhere in Artemis Tower cluster. So I need to just go and check out everywhere.
You've got 4 places
I
to
see.
explore.
Okay.
We can always make sure to stop by the Malacca cluster. Bro! Please! Malacca pusti! Damn.
Alright, let's go to Macedon.
Opa. Yo, I had some souvlaki this week. I checked in to make sure, and it's still my favorite food on planet Earth.
Still boss.
Yep.
Did you have
I tried a couple different
tzatziki
places.
and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I confirmed that Greek food is still my number one.
S tier. It's pretty reliable. Whoa. Oh.
Zoom in.
There's even more shit.
Zoom in.
Okay. So let's go to the furthest planet away from this sun. Whoa. Whoa, dude.
The Milky Way is big, man.
Fargaluz is a standard hydrogen helium gas giant with an abundance of airborne hydrocarbons.
You can see the day length, 19.1 Earth hours. Orbital period, 111.7 Earth years.
Whoa.
And you can do a survey of the planet.
Okay, let's survey. Gas deposits surveyed. Scans from orbit have detected large concentration of xenon. Oh, that's all.
It's just an examination.
Okay.
Not landing on that.
Then how about Patavik? Whoa. Patavik is the second of the Macedon system's giant terrestrial planets and by far the most interesting. Most of the surface is covered by a vast sea of liquid ammonia, in which a unique aquatic ammonia-based biosphere has developed. While the frozen continents are largely bereft of life, a rich bounty of complex organisms, many larger than human, flourish in the chilly toxic seas. While dreadfully inhospitable to humans, Patavik is suitable for colonization by the Volus. Negotiation between the system's alliance and the Volus's patrons, the Turian hierarchy, have made good progress.
It's a fucking piss planet. No one else can live there.
Yep.
Just give it to them.
Okay,
What is there to discuss?
You can have it.
Damn.
Just keep it. Porolan. Porolan, enormous terrestrial planet, half again the size of the Earth. Thick atmosphere, weak output of the red dwarf Macedon leaves its surface biting cold. The crust is mainly composed of silica, but significant deposits of iron and other industrial metals are present. These lodes may prove rich enough to be profitably mined despite the heavy gravity.
45-hour days.
That's pretty long. 5 days a week. Matriarch writings recovered. We're scanning the planet Porolan when a strange signal came from orbit. Navigator Presley determined the signal was from an ancient beacon. Your salvage team brought the beacon aboard and found one of the Matriarch Dilinaga's writings in its storage compartment. Okay. So we're collecting a
Found
bit
stuff.
of information.
Yep.
And then really close, Shalgila. Warning, level 1 pressure hazard. Sharjilla, has a very dense atmosphere of ammonia and oxygen. Its temperate surface is mainly composed of alumina with deposits of sulfur. Calm buoys in the system have recently logged a number of unregistered vessels operating nearby. Sharjilla has an extensive silicon-based oxygen-breathing ecology. Heavily populated areas are covered with fine silica, silicon dioxide, dust, the respiratory byproduct of the world's higher animal forms. High-speed surface winds, often laden with abrasive silica dust, present a hazard. In areas where the wind deposits a great deal of silica, footing can be treacherous. EVAs are discouraged. And we can land here.
There's things breathing down there.
Surface temperature 25 Celsius. That's a good day. But the atmospheric pressure is kind of big.
Let's go.
Okay, who's
And
gonna be my team?
Who do you want to land with?
I will go with... I haven't seen Ashley in a while.
Big guns.
At the squad. And then...
That's the red bar.
Yeah, let's bring Rex along.
Firepower.
And that should be good.
Okay.
Let's accept the squad. Confirm.
Big firepower.
How is the sound for you?
A little low.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Pause for a second.
Oh, we got entries.
Yeah, I think we might have managed to... hopefully, I've fixed the minimizing problem because I think it was based on Origin's overlay being on, and by making this a borderless window and killing the Origin overlay, which still pops up for achievements, but doesn't seem like it's going to minimize us. Okay, let me just fix the volume 1 second. How's that?
Sounds better, right?
Sounds better for me.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So we are good.
Yep.
What is happening with the squad? 8 points to assign.
Haven't had her out in a minute.
Okay. Unlock shotguns here. And first aid here. And fitness. Let's unlock these things.
Okay.
And a shotgun. And then we have 3 points. You need to shoot, though.
And yeah, she can go up to heavy armor.
Ooh. Okay, that's gonna be good for you. Advanced shield boost. You know what? Yeah, why not?
First aid is always worth considering too.
Advanced. Cool.
Yeah.
And then no points for you, no points for you, and look at this pretty boy. Oh yeah. Weird Planet. Helmets on. For everyone.
Red needs to decide if he's into this shit yet. Hasn't yet made up his mind.
Give it a second. So go to Artemistal. Where's my journal lit up? Oh, I probably have something.
Secondaries. You got some Asari
Sorry,
writings.
Keep searching until you find all the missing writings.
1 out of 10.
And some metals and rare earths and gases to find. Okay. And the codex?
Yeah, the surveying will lead to little secondary things happening sometimes. So.
Oh, that was not the right one. Unless it was the first one, maybe?
Citadel Security is a volunteer police. Have we read this? We did read this.
Yeah. Okay, and then...
Humanity has encountered many galactic... Oh wait, is that the right one? No, it's Geological Survey.
This one.
Yeah. As the human race expands its territory and raises the general standard of living, demand for industrial resources continues to grow. Many planets, moons, and asteroids contain a wealth of resources, but many systems have barely been charted, let alone thoroughly surveyed. Unmanned probes are one solution, but they're often lost to space hazards, unforeseen circumstances, or theft by salvagers. In recent years, Aegis, the Alliance Geological Service, has offered bounties to private individuals or teams willing to perform mineralogical surveys on the frontier. The survey data is made publicly available to further corporate development. Due to the cost of travel and the dangers of operating on hostile worlds, it is rarely a profitable endeavor. Light metals, metals with low atomic weight, are often used in the construction of spacecraft and vehicles. Heavy metals, metals with higher atomic weights, are used in the construction to construct equipment components. The platinum group elements are particularly useful. Rare earths, most useful materials in this category are radioactives or magnets, and gases. Various gases are required to support all known forms of sapient life. Some are commonly used as fuel.
Okay. So if you find something for Earth, let us know.
Mine it.
And we'll go free that planet up.
Space fracking.
Whoa! I'm using the Mako.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Landmaster! No.
Okay, that's what the X button does. The B button. Oh boy.
You can get right out.
Get back in. And Y. I don't know what Y. Pushing triggers. Oh, I can shoot. What the?
And boost. Zoom. And jump. Woo-hoo. Airtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Fuck the Mars rover.
So
Check
what
this shit
are we
out.
looking for?
Well, you can survey, see what's going on. Map will usually be helpful.
Whoops. Weird physics. I was hoping that would launch me forward.
You're gonna need some yeah, you're gonna need some better velocity going. Woo-hoo. Christ air.
I need to grind these hills. Oh! Okay, so there's stuff over there, and there are enemies in the back. I'm gonna go towards this point of interest.
You got boost power.
Man, I was never good at F-Zero.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It was so fast.
It's really fast. I don't blame you. Takes a while to get good at like that and wipe out, and the ones that are just like insanely quick.
Okay. What do we have here? Yes, I know I cannot exit. Gosh. Crashed probe.
Salvage it. Ah!
Oh no.
Don't got the skills for it.
So I need to come back for it later, or can I use a party member or something?
Well, so
Regroup.
this is where if you had someone on the party
That did electronics proper.
Yeah.
Oh, rats.
You brought too much gun.
I didn't know what to expect.
But, well, this is where, ultimately I did say, like, having a good balance prepares you for any situation. Oh, there you go. Now you learn.
Okay. I'll have to come back for it, I guess. With Kai down, maybe. Alright. Oh, okay. Let's take to the hills. Get the higher ground.
I mean, you do have tech skills, but they're lacking.
Do I have to, like, hide? This is not level enough. What if I just went in and shot? Oh, they're shooting at me, though.
You're in the action now.
Boom.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to deal with threats. But now your shield is down. You gotta keep an eye on what's going on. You know, your overheats, your shield. The same rules apply. So, I know that in the original release of the game, being on foot would give you more experience than killing things in the Mako.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's still the case. I think they've changed it. I've heard that this made it so that that doesn't matter anymore. But once upon a time, there was a whole thing about like getting out of it for more XP. Yeah, so you no longer have to worry about it.
Okay, cool. Boom! Oh my god, I missed.
Also, you're in a big vehicle. If something's so small, bipedal, you can just let physics take its course.
Ram them. It's not level enough. Oh, that's just silly. What does it mean?
That is very silly.
Let me out!
Find a parking spot.
It's okay, I'll just smash B everywhere.
Get closer. Stop moving. Stop moving. Stop moving completely.
En route.
There you go.
Oh, if I'm moving, I can't get out. Oh, okay, that helps. Alright, crew. Are you following? Probably. Let's see on the map. Okay.
We're in.
Alright, crew.
You see that map?
I do.
Okay.
It's full of people.
Alright. Don't forget, you have abilities.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh
my god.
Not with that.
My shield. My life.
Yeah, if you're
this.
if you're gonna snipe, you're gonna want to be at sniping range for that, or melee if they're near you too.
And then shield boost. Yeah, I could use that. And oh, there's a cooldown on it. Okay. Hide. Whoa, wrong target.
Ash is in trouble. There you go. Oh.
I need some help here.
Jeez.
If you're up that close, don't forget your melee.
True that.
Shield down.
Upgrade kit over there. No, no. Please be careful. Oh boy.
You have no shields.
I'll kill you.
I will kill you. Alright. Get off from the wall.
Go, go, go!
Can you get out? Yeah, right there.
Here it comes.
Okay. Come on. Okay. Area clear?
Perimeter clear.
So says Rex.
Okay. There was some upgrade kit over there.
There was a bunch of stuff, yeah.
There's a door here. A fuel tank. Could have shot that, maybe.
Yep, stuff in the environment makes a difference. The type of gun you're using for the range they're at makes a difference too. If you feel like you know, you're gonna hang back, you can snipe. If you're up close, you can shotgun. And when the situation changes, you can change guns accordingly. And like, because time stops, you have time to like switch to the right gun.
Yeah.
For like a situation where someone jumps up on you, you know?
Okay, so you can keep that. And you can keep that. Get off the wall. Hello. Easy decryption. I don't need to use Omnigel for that.
And at the end there, you were positioning Rex to flank. That was good.
Yeah, I need to do so many things. Send them over to different positions. Okay. A bunch of armor. I could probably upgrade my gear. Still don't know if what I'm picking up is better than what I have. I'll have to check at some point. Okay. I'm still not sure about these skills. Is that still on? No, okay. It just cooled off.
Yeah.
Let's get moving.
Okay. A fusion containment cell. Nothing here. I need to shoot on environmental stuff.
The orange targets.
Uh-huh.
Catch your breath.
Okay. Malfunctioning object. Sure. If that's what it's gonna be called.
Ah,
Skill too low.
no decryption.
Amateur. You discover evidence that the Asari leading these slavers and Nasana Dantius, an important ambassador on the Citadel, are sisters. You should return to the Presidium and confront Nasana with this. Really?
Yoink.
Down evidence. Too low?
Yeah, that little audio thing is very Breaking Bad. Come to think of it.
Oh,
Did you check the other one on the wall? Immediately to the right when you walked in.
Is it this one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Too low. Yeah. All right.
So that's it, right?
That's it for there.
Okay, so it's just like a tiny little area, a little bunker that you go in.
Yeah.
Explore.
The thing is, like, some of these locations, like, you will come back for like different missions and things. You know, things will occur, but you uncover illegal operations sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And you picked up some evidence in this context, but you know, like, you're out here space copping.
Where'd I park?
You might even like solve. Yeah, you way over there. You might even end up like solving cases before they even get reported to you, depending on what you run into.
In which order? Okay.
Yeah, because you catch people in the act of doing something that you didn't even know what was going on, but oh shit.
Now I don't know if there are other things. Is that a big red
That is a big
thing
red.
on the map?
And I believe you can get up right close to experience the boundaries.
Whoa, I'm in the red now. What does that mean?
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
There you go.
Okay. Alright, Joker. Now I know. And how big are these planets?
Warning, you are exiting the mission area. Cowardice will not be tolerated.
I'm not deserting.
Mission failed.
No! Okay, well.
Yeah, that was back in MechWarrior 2. The computer would literally be like, cowardice will not be tolerated.
Yeah.
You're fucking done.
Get back in. So yeah. I do people just go around and explore like the whole planet until they see something on the map? Or?
Yeah, and you could, and I mean, like, you kind of encountered.
There was one probe.
Yeah, so you can take a look at the map and see the different points of interest,
Okay, that's good. That's good.
and then your
There's
legend
macro,
will tell you
stronghold, the debris,
what's around.
and the anomaly.
There you go.
That's very good to know. I thought it was like wild exploration, just
No,
all
no.
around.
You've got your mini map and your large map.
So we already know what's here as we're landing.
To some degree, you scan it, right, and then you land to check it out in person.
Okay.
And it's funny because like, does the Mako like physics remind you of anything?
What in particular?
Isn't it like really warthogish?
Oh, in Halo.
Yeah, I feel like that's explicitly the feel that they were going for.
I can dig it.
But yeah, you can basically, so for example, that thing that you couldn't pick up, well, then you come back around next time, and you bring someone that can.
Jeez, that was far. I see. A Sari capsule. Recover artifact.
Frogger.
Attracts writings recovered. It's not clear who lived here, but it appears to have been abandoned for some time. The container in the tent held, among other things, one of Matriarch Dilinaga's writings. Cool.
Ready.
Alright, so we went to everything that was on the planet. We can just go back on the ship and bring back someone who's competent.
Did you check everything on the map?
Did new things appear?
No, yeah, you did.
The capsule, the stronghold, the debris, and... yeah, that was a probe. Okay, cool.
As well as the decryption inside the actual base.
Yes. Necessary diplomacy from Nasana. That her sister Dahlia is dead. Equipment. Of course I have new equipment. Take all. Maybe I can look at this a bit later.
Okay.
And return to Mount Normandy.
Just keep in mind that, like, while you're back on the ship, you're gonna have to go down to their lockers to
equip the stuff.
do stuff with them. Yeah.
Okay, but if I'm outside, then I
You
can
could do it
it
on
live
in person.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so I pick the planet and I choose my crew. So this guy can do it. This girl could do it even better. So add to squad, and
Yeah,
Good
names.
Garrus.
Let's tally. It's Kaiden. Garrus is in there. You got some
So-
tech strength.
she can do the unlocking stuff.
She can do all the tech.
Cool, except squad. My first recon mission. Can I skip that?
Can you? If the first cutscene was unskippable, I'm going to assume that a lot of them will be, because it feels like it might be a design philosophy that you're going to watch what we've made, fucker.
Oh. Alright, so I can just hold the button and it's gonna boost. I hope I can pick up the debris.
Flip, flip, flip. Oh,
Can that happen?
yeah, you'll be fine.
I tried.
Fucking Tycho RC.
Uh-huh. Nice!
High caliber
Oh.
barrel.
So you can get gear in those.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay. And then...
You can also upgrade the squad since they haven't been out either. They might have points. Kaiden's been a minute.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, let's unlock some things. Unlock electronics is +5 here. Unlock damping. Unlock assault training. Okay, let's do this. And then 3 points left. There you go. That will be all for now.
Cool.
Now to the stronghold again.
Flip, flip, flip Philadelphia.
Would you be an explorer? Like, be like the first to go to Mars or something? Like if you had a chance?
Guaranteed death on Mars? No, I don't think so.
You want to die on Earth?
I mean, would I be an explorer? I don't mind the concept of exploring and trailblazing, but it depends on where and to what sort of unknowns, you know? Like, there's all kinds of scary nope environments. Mars unterraformed doesn't sound like a fun time. Go watch the movie Moon.
Moon.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I would sooner be down for, like, deep, horrible, what the fuck is that deep sea exploration before I'd go for Mars. Because I feel like it's one way.
Yeah.
So the people who are down for that are like, you have to be down to die there. You know?
There's no coming back.
There's no coming
for
back.
these heroes.
Deep sea is fucking horrible, but you can slowly make it back up and decompress.
Hello.
Now, if you invent teleporters or some sort of crazy ass fucking
No.
holodeck shit,
As if my crew's not good enough.
still too low.
Come on, Tally. Like,
To finish the thought, I would still say no because how do I know that's not killing me and creating a copy? But we've had this conversation.
coward.
You're like, yeah. I'm a coward for not wanting to die and have a copy show up somewhere. Because that's like, your consciousness is not being transferred. You're literally dropping dead, and another you is replacing you, and you're like, sounds good to me.
Yeah, you don't Control C, Control V. It's not.
I'm
fun.
not that nihilist, man. I kind of want to see this thing out. You know? I kind of like being in control of the camera for a minute right now. I'm not so means towards an ends that it's just like, well, as long as the things that I would have done are done without me, then it's all good. Like, no, that sucks.
Okay, so that means that it was probably a hard object to hack. Is that correct?
Yeah, that said your skill's too low. Then, like, having her not be able to do it, that means that you are, you need decryption to be higher.
Right.
So she has the ability, but you are low
What
in
a
decryption.
fail. Okay, I'm learning from my mistakes.
You did get enough to pick up the memo,
At least.
but decryption is different.
Whoops. Okay. We'll remember that for next time.
Electronics decryption.
Should we go straight to see an Asana, or should we keep on exploring?
I mean, you can. I liked going through the systems I was in and just feeling a sense of completion about them for the initial moment.
That seems to be okay for now.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I also think, though, that it's easy to get, like pick up a lot of stuff and, like, not keep everyone up to date.
Upgraded and stuff.
Yeah, so, like, running down to the lockers and taking care of everyone's business is not a bad thing to do either.
Down here, right?
Unless you're the kind of person who enjoys the surprise of, like, coming back to somebody and having, like, 20 levels to spend on them, you know? Which is fun, too.
That's not bad. So, you have options.
Yep, and upgrades for the crew are also always good.
Sort by
Just keep in
level,
mind.
name. Alright. Yep, okay. You can take that. You can take that as well.
Tally, pistols, and shotguns.
Yeah, doesn't really need a sniper. It's the good stuff, right?
It's not her specialty.
Can I remove the sniper entirely, or does she have to have one?
You can give her a different gun entirely. Like, you have
Like
to
a shitty
she has to
sniper.
have a gun,
Yeah.
but, like, she's not a sniper, so she's
Yeah.
not going to be effective with a sniper rifle.
Nor will she be with the assault rifle, right?
She's good with pistols and shotguns.
So I will do that. Not give her the best stuff. Garrus.
Assault rifles and sniper rifles.
So you deserve this. You can stay with that. And shotgun.
He's better with assault rifles and sniper rifles.
Oh, my baby. Assault and sniper. this. Keep this. You can take this. And Kaidan. He's the electronic dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't really care about anything.
Not much, but, you know, you can just, stick to the basics with him. Pretty much pistols only.
I need to put in these
Updates.
buffs too.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, minus 30% damage. Okay. Wait, you said pistol and shotgun for her?
For Tally, yeah, pistols and shotguns, yeah.
I see. Pistols and shotguns. And can I remove it by selecting it again?
Oh, you wanna, yeah, what are you, sorry, what are you trying to do? You trying to switch it over?
Yeah. Okay.
Make the
Just
original
remove
gun
it.
empty, and then go to the new one and put it in.
Sorry if I'm a bit slow there.
Not a problem. It's you know, something to get used to. And you wanna, you know, like, there's a lot to look at, but
Yeah.
putting in something that's handy is better than not at all. So that's all right. They could, looking at it now, like especially for
Yeah, that's
new players, they could have, you know, streamlined a bit of the like before. People were restricted from using weapons that they couldn't use anyway, right? So like by opening it up in a way, it's like, okay, you lose the emphasis, but I can see where you
Commander, good to see you.
get a little lost in the menu.
Get in. Okay, so I feel like I've touched that first planet as much as I could. So maybe we can go back to the Citadel?